And hello everybody, we're the Spiffy Needle Geeks. Now, for those of you who have been following us since the very beginning of this channel, then let me just say, welcome back to the Oddworld universe. For those of you joining us for the first time, I'm Supersonic407, along with Brawlfan Run, RoushutsuRises, and PlatinumRhythm, and welcome to Oddworld Abe's Exoddus. Now, I said near the end of the Oddysee playthrough, for those who don't know, that eventually I would in fact be getting into the sequel here. However, the original intent that I had was I was going to wait till much later to get around to doing this game. However, due to some events that occurred with Oddworld inhabitants, dare I say, last spring, there has been some changes. Basically, according to some developments from Oddworld inhabitants and the series creator Lore Lanning, they're going to be making a remake of this game that you're about to see called Oddworld Soulstorm. So, in honor of said remake, much like how Danny was playing through Final Fantasy VII in honor of the remake that's happening sometime, God knows when, I figured, why not give this game the same treatment?
Alright.
Now, much like in every Oddworld game, more so this game, Oddysee, and so on, I might as well go ahead and go through game speak. Because, you know, that's always a little ritual that I always do during every playthrough. Now, as you can see, in the first game, your game speak was only limited to Abe and Sligs. But, this time around, game speak has expanded. So, instead of just having, using game speak with Abe and Sligs, you also have the ability to use game speak with Glukkons, Scrabs, and Parademites. So basically, Abe's chanting ability has become more powerful in between games.
Dang.
Huh? Why?
No, dang, she said.
Oh, yeah, which is kind of funny considering that, well, spoiler alert, except not really. Yeah, literally, this game takes place, like, not even a second after the events of the first game.
Oh, so it's literally a direct sequel.
Yeah, literally a direct sequel, and you'll see what I mean.
Do it. Stay here. Come here.
May I just say, I'm sorry, I fucking love this game speak for Glukkons. They're so... Unfortunately, however, we won't have to worry about GameSpeak with Glukkons until sometime in the middle of Disc 2. So, we'll get to the Glukkons at that point. However, aside from Sligs... Oh yeah, there's Scrabs. That's literally all it can do. Well, actually somewhat. It gets more into detail when we get further into Disc 1 that Shred Power is a certain kind of attack that Scrabs can use to get through certain obstacles.
So
Oddly enough...
These are all the same creatures from the first game.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Except this time, yeah, you can actually possess these creatures.
Okay.
Now, Brandon, last time, when we went through Oddysee, you only appeared, like, for a few parts near the end, and not the beginning. Fortunately, for people like you, this game gives you the opportunity to give you some intel on the first game, so we'll take a listen to this and see what you missed.
It's all about this Abe guy that worked in this dumb meat factory called RuptureFarms. The place was run by Glukkons, and they was on the verge of going out of business. They had already chopped up all the wild creatures, so now they had no choice but to chop up Abe and his buddies too. We gave Abe the ability to talk, so he could do the right thing and rescue his pals.
Hello, follow me, okay.
But some people didn't care about doing the right thing.
Hello.
Oh, fuckers.
More fun to get them all shot.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no.
Oh! Oh, God, he's gone genocide.
Oops.
Needless to say, this pissed some folks off, and they didn't lift a finger to help Abe in the end.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was
Just
the
like
bad
what Danny said. Yeah, just like what Danny said when we saw this bad ending for the first time. Morbid.
Not a schmuck.
That's great.
The end would have been much better for Abe. And if you'd like to see it, you should dish out some cash and go buy this stinking game. You know.
Yeah, at least they're honest about it.
Or you go buy the game, or watch our first Let's Play on Spiffy Noogies.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you don't have that kind of money, just watch our playthrough of it, which I will provide a link to the playlist in the description below.
So,
but in which case,
so I'm assuming this is going to be following the 100% ending.
Yes. Yeah, this time around, I think I established this in the last game, but unlike Abe's Oddysee, there are like a shit ton more Mudokons to save. In the last game, there was 99. This game, it's 300.
Holy fuck.
So, oh yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of ground to cover.
So,
and a lot of secrets.
So would that mean that that just about every level does actually have you escorting them then, as opposed to like in the first game where you were for a good chunk of levels when you were in the ruins, you took a break from saving them?
Honestly, I think it's more pretty much the same. Oh, I'll get into more into detail about it. Right now, it's showing us what's been going on in Necrum, the forest in Oddworld.
Our bones. They use Mudokon slaves to do it. Blind ones that couldn't see.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God.
Yeah, they're having blind Mudokons dig up the remains of their own kind. Not even a minute into this game, already we're getting into some really dark territory. Oh, meanwhile, during the end of Abe's Oddysee,
I had just returned from saving 99 Mudokons from RuptureFarms.
Exactly 99.
And then he died. The end.
You would think, but no.
Hey, you're the savior of the Mudokons, so you gotta help us.
Glukkons are dead.
So yeah, these are the 3 Mudokon spirits known as the 3 weirdos.
We had to do something, so me and some others left to search for Necrum. Our journey started well. We were kind of excited.
You're just the greatest.
Okay. But by lunchtime, we were getting pretty tired.
Come on. Okay. How much longer?
By dinner, it was unbearable.
Wow. Going through all of that, no food, no water. God damn, these Mudokons are troopers.
Yeah, they probably could have planned it out a little better.
What's that?
Doom train. Yep, who summoned the Doom train?
Hey, what's that?
It's like more like a death train.
It's a bone. I think we're close. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
So yeah, just with that clue, they now realize, oh shit, we're near Necrum Mines.
You
Is
know,
that a castle made of bones?
The ominous looking place off
You
in the
know
distance.
what? I have no idea. I think it's I don't think so. It's more it's a mining facility, so I would imagine it's more industrialized. So yeah, I highly doubt it would literally be made out of bones. Like so.
Well.
Ow.
Ah.
Don't.
Yeah, that seems familiar. Alright,
Stuck
so...
the landing.
Nice transition to the start of the game.
Yeah. Now, now, Danny, VJ, do you guys remember in the first game where we find a secret in the very first screen of the first level?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Here we go
Yep.
with this.
In Oddworld tradition, right off the bat, our first secret in the first screen of the first level. Okay then. Now, actually, not only will we get our first hand at saving Mudokons, there's also an opportunity to be introduced to a new kind of slig this time around. This is a flying slig. Obviously, yeah. Now, fun fact about one particular flying slig that we ran into not too long ago. If you guys recall the flying slig that we saw near the beginning of the cutscene before we began the game, that said something smells. It was actually a little bit of a, I guess you would say, lore behind the flying sligs. The reason why that slig was saying like something smells is because he was actually trying out a prototype harness, which was nothing compared to like the helicopter harness that the flying slig you're looking at right now is using. So yeah, basically, that prototype harness, it's clearly a failed prototype, and it was not doing so hot.
Is that Mudokon still trying to chisel away at the ground?
Yes.
Yeah, they do that as their idle animation.
Like, these are the blind ones, right?
No, the blind ones, as you saw in the cutscene, they're white. We'll get more into the game mechanics with the blind Mudokons. Actually, I would say technically you would first encounter blind Mudokons in the third tunnel. But I think, based on another secret that we'll run into later down the road, we'll get an early look at blind Mudokons.
Okay, so then...
I still kind of wish that it was like, you know, you didn't have to, like, escort these guys, like, one at a time. Because it was like, you know, yeah, you had so much backtracking to do.
Actually, from the looks of it, looks like you just took control of all those guys.
So... Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's another thing that I love about the game speak in this game, especially with Abe. Yeah, because in the first game, yeah, you're absolutely right, Danny. You would have to get the attention of each Mudokon one at a time, and then escort them one at a time. Rinse and repeat until you get all the Mudokons in the bird portal.
Yeah, and I mean that's like
thanks to the game speak where you can make Abe say all of ya. And yeah, it would get the attention of all the Mudokons in the area.
Okay, good. Yeah, because I mean, I remembered like, yeah, it was like with the amount of backtracking that you had to do, like especially after you were in the ruins and stuff, getting your crazy superpowers, and you had to backtrack to, you know, because you know you were getting all the Mudokons. That's where it's like.
All right. Now we get into more tutorial. Now this is a new game mechanic. Mudokons nowadays have actual emotions now. So obviously, as you can tell. Yeah, there are red ones that show they're angry, wired Mudokons, which get all hopped up on laughing gas, and depressed Mudokons, which are the really dark blue ones. Now, please, for the love of God, don't be a tick and slap the depressed Mudokons. Don't make them get suicidal. And then there are sick Mudokons, which we won't get into until the end of Disc 1, and blind Mudokons, which, as I said earlier, we'll get into relatively soon. If not in this part, more than likely in the second part. And we'll actually be getting more into like we get a little bit hands-on on Mudokons going through certain emotions after we get reacquainted with our platforming skills.
That actually relegates to a question that I was going to ask earlier. Those first Mudokon that you were helping through that electric gate, would they have stupidly walked into the electric gate if you didn't tell them to stop?
I think when you chant, it disengages them. Now, this part, we try our hands on angry Mudokons. Now, obviously, he didn't like the water, so we gotta apologize to him. So here's how we're gonna do it. First, we gotta walk up to the Mudokon. Hey, slap the Mudokon! He just slap him! Slap the Mudokon! He just slap him in the face! He just slap him in the face! He keeps slapping him! Oh, you bitch! I'll tell you, I will slap him in the face! I'll slap him in the face, and just keep going! Just keep hitting him, and just okay, I'm sorry. Listen, I'm really sorry. No, really. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Nah, see? He's okay with it. Okay, so when that's done, you just take him over to the left, and hey, here he goes! Another bird portal! Yeah! Alright, now before you move on, just to make your life a bit easier, yeah, be sure to leave that Mudokon near the other Mudokon that's near the mines, because when you get up to the upper level, right where that Mudokon was previously, the sling will spawn, and it'll be kind of a pain. Now we get introduced to laughing or wired Mudokons.
That doesn't affect you?
Surprisingly not. It's not explained why. I can only imagine Abe is holding his breath the entire time, or what. But now, here's how you get to handle wired Mudokons. So he slapped him with Mudokon. He just slapped him. Just keep slapping him.
Oh,
Slap him
he's
in the face.
just
You cannot knock
slapping.
some sense into his sense. You just keep slapping him and just keep going. He's going. He's not better yet. You just gotta keep slapping him. No. He's not done yet. Oh, I killed him.
That's like, I'm reminded of that South Park episode where they were ripping on, what was it, High School Musical? The dad had the kid in theater, but the kid wanted to play basketball. And it was like, whenever the dad got, like, angry, his punishment was literally just, he's just, like, doing, like, little piss slaps.
Okay. Alright, so, okay, don't repeatedly slap him. Just one slap in the head. That will do just fine to knock some sense into the heads.
Oh my god, what am I watching?
Learn to quick save, you'll be glad you did.
So yeah, think of quick saves essentially pretty much like save states in emulators. Only I think it's safe to assume for me to say this, but Oddworld Abe's Exoddus did it first. So yeah, much like quick saves, yeah, no, not just quick saves, save states. God damn it, no, yeah. You quick save in one spot, it literally saves your progress in the exact same spot at a particular time. You know.
So it's really more of a checkpoint.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you know, create your own checkpoint in a way. Alright, so I guess I think that pretty much covers like the majority of the tutorial like a lot of the tutorial areas in here, so I might as well go ahead and take this time to maybe address a few things that were asked in the Abe's Oddysee playthrough that either weren't fully answered or I didn't know the answer to. So, starting off with BJ, I remembered in part 1 you asked, unlike the other Mudokons, why is it that Abe's lips are stitched? Well, if you guys recall, in the end of my Abe's Oddysee playthrough, there was a little plot point that I brought up, which was unfortunately cut from Munch's Oddysee due to time constraints. But basically, this is like now Sam, the supposed Queen Mudokon. Now, of course, she cared a lot about her children, even when the Mudokon eggs that she laid were taken off to labor camps, like, say, RuptureFarms. And Abe was no exception. The thing with Abe, though, Abe had the tendency to cry a lot. And because of the fact that Abe was causing so many disturbances with his crying, he would get killed if he didn't pipe down. So what does Sam do? There you go. She stitched Abe's lips shut as a baby. Now seeing as how the stitch have loosened over time, why take them off? Well, I mean, of course, the stitches were from Abe's supposed mother. So, seeing as how the stitches were like a sign of Abe's mother, why would he take them off? That'd be kind of rude.
Kind of fucked up still, but
Yeah. Which actually brings me to something else I believe you also brought up, BJ, in the Abe's Oddysee playthrough. Unlike the many Mudokons that we've saved in RuptureFarms, and hell, even the ones we're saving right now, Abe can chant while the others can't. That correlates back to what I brought up with these Mudokon eggs being sent to labor camps. The thing was, Sam would lay all these Mudokon eggs, and then, yeah, as I said before, the Mudokon eggs will be shipped over to labor camps, or places like RuptureFarms. So, they still have the ability to chant, they just don't know how to, because they were never taught to. Instead, they were taught how to wax floors, or in this case, dig up for bones.
Huh.
Now, something that was shown while we were possessing the slig, these little green bottles in the foreground, keep your eyes peeled on these little green bottles around the area, because unlike the last game where you essentially have to, for the most part, wing where the location of these secret areas are, these green bottles, as it were, they're signs of secret areas. So if you see, like, even at least one of those green bottles lying around, then it's like, okay, look all over in that screen, because eventually you'll find a secret which will lead you to saving more Mudokons.
Yeah.
I admit it's been a very long time since we've seen Oddworld, the first Oddworld game, but I mean, it's like, I don't know, it just seems like, because of the fact that, now we're taking advantage of, Abe's full arsenal from the first game and everything, that's like, I don't know, to me it just feels like, at least right now, it just feels like they are throwing way too much. And this is like the first area, and they're practically throwing everything at you. I mean, it's like, how would you expect to keep up with this if you never played the first game?
That is true. I mean, it took me a while to figure out exactly how to get into the foreground in this level in particular. However, for the most part, at the very least, if you're unable to locate like every secret like in the game or whatnot, you should be able to save at the very least like half of the Mudokons here. Because I mean, yeah, there are a lot of secrets in this game, like way more than the first game, obviously enough. But I mean, for the most part, the Mudokons are located like in a lot of other areas that aren't secrets. Oh yeah, God damn it.
I'm sorry, I can't. That's always making me laugh.
Two things though. One, I more than likely, I imagine that they made that when they made this game, they made it with the idea that you already did play the first game first, which obviously it is a common mistake from video game sequels. It happens quite often. No excuse for it, but regardless of such.
Yeah.
Other thing, I'm going to imagine that the Mudokon that succumb to the laughing gas, because they're laughing, they can give you away.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like when a Mudokon like breathes in laughing gas that isn't us, oddly enough. Yeah, they're laughing constantly. They cannot hold the fuck still. So yeah, if like for whatever reason, like say you run into a sleeping slig here, and you have like these two wire Mudokons like following you everywhere and just acting wild and shit. Yeah, they are pretty much a dead giveaway. Oh hey, there are our 5 Mudokon buddies.
Oh, those are the ones those are your I was actually about to ask about them.
Yep. I guess the sligs found them and they made them work in this particular location.
Good thing they kept them all together.
Right.
So then, in actual reality, you're not saving 300 sligs. You're saving 995 because 5 of them don't count.
No. Hold your horses, BJ. They will be saved later down the road. We'll deal with that much later. But that will pretty much do it for the first part of Abe's Exoddus. So join us next time as we get introduced to the big theme of Abe's Exoddus. We will see you guys then.
I think I meant to say 295, but whatever.
Well, alright then.